5 things we learned from WWE Raw as CM Punk silences Gunther and Bron Breakker destroys Roman Reigns. Hello guys. Welcome to my channel. I am Elena. Have a nice day. For the latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. It's SummerSlam week and WWE Raw did a solid job at hyping up the company's second biggest show of the year. Packed with stars, WWE offered up several multi-person matches to build toward their epic New Jersey showcase on August 2nd, and Roman Reigns appeared for the third WWE Raw in a row, while the likes of CM Punk, Rhea Ripley, and a surprise star also featured prominently. Here are 5 things we learned from WWE Raw. CM Punk cuts an incredible promo to Gunther. Gunther got the upper hand on Punk on last week's show, as he left the ring in silence after the Austrian told him he was better than him. The Best in the World responded incredibly on WWE Raw, cutting an exceptional promo about how he needs the World Heavyweight Championship. Punk said he had earned the Best in the World moniker and his career more than surpasses the ring generals. Punk has done an exceptional job of building up this feud with Gunther in no time at all, and it's proof he's one of WWE's best assets. Another El Grande Americano debuts. The Judgment Day defended their tag team championships against the LWO, but it was marred by interference. El Grande Americano attacked the LWO, but he wasn't the only star to get involved. Another masked man cost the group against the Judgment Day. Who is it? Fans on social media seem to think it could be Pete Dunne, but there's several other names it could be. Whether this is overkill or not is yet to be decided, but it does seem a strange move from the company. At this point, AJ Styles teamed with the Kabuki Warriors to take on Dominic Mysterio, Raquel Rodriguez, and Roxanne Perez to build the two men's Intercontinental Championship match at SummerSlam. Mysterio tried to evade Styles throughout the match, but his attempts proved unsuccessful as the two men collided in the middle of the ring. Styles defeated Mysterio clean in the ring after a phenomenal forearm, which pretty much secures the champion retaining his title at SummerSlam. In a similar vein to the Styles and Mysterio multi-person tag match, the Women's Championship match collided in an 8-man tag. Ripley, Io Sky, Stephanie Vaquer, and Nikki Bella took on Chelsea Green, the Secret Hervis, and Naomi in a fun match. Vaquer picked up the victory on Piper Niven after the Secret Hervis member was hit by Ripley's Riptide and a Vaquer bomb. Once again, Ripley and Sky standing tall against Naomi suggests the new women's champion will keep hold of the strap at SummerSlam. Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed take out Roman Reigns. Bronson Reed and JUSO collided in the main event, but it was just a vehicle to set up a killer closing angle. Breakker interfered in the match by hitting USO with a monstrous spear to set up a disqualification. This brought out Reigns, who was subsequently taken out by Heyman's faction. Breakker hit Reigns with a spear, and then the group put the tribal chief through the commentary table with a gnarly powerbomb. Reed and Breakker decimated Reigns, looking as dominant as they have since forming at Saturday night's main event. Roman Reigns, helped backstage by officials after being decimated on WWE Raw. The ending to the latest episode of WWE Raw saw Roman Reigns get brutally assaulted. The star was later seen being helped to the back after the show went off air. Roman Reigns and JUSO are set to face Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed at SummerSlam. On Raw this week, USO faced Reed in a singles match. The contest abruptly came to a stop when Breakker brutally speared USO at ringside. The Brons then decimated the Yeetman before the OTC came out to help. Reigns took out Breakker and Reed before his momentum was halted. The star was then brutally thrashed, with several tsunamis being delivered to it. Breakker then delivered a vicious spear to Reigns before throwing him over the announce table. Roman Reigns was then speared through the barricade in a scintillating show of viciousness, even potentially injuring Reigns just days before SummerSlam. Roman Reigns could barely walk after WWE Raw. After WWE Raw went off the air, footage showcased Roman Reigns barely able to walk. The star was absolutely mauled, and it showed in the way the officials approached the situation. He had to be helped back to his feet with JUSO and other WWE officials supporting him on their shoulders. It was a sad sight to see for those who witnessed the mauling, as Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed ran riot on the Ode Sit. Remains to be seen how Roman Reigns and JUSO will fare after the brutal attack on Raw tonight. The stars will face Reed and Breakker on the first night of SummerSlam 2025, which is set to be the first ever two-night SummerSlam. Amidst Seth Rollins' absence, the group has been going fairly strong and will look to dominate once again at the biggest party of the summer. Triple H may have subtly confirmed the outcome of Roman Reigns' SummerSlam match on WWE Raw. Roman Reigns will team up with Jey Uso to battle Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed in a blockbuster tag team match at SummerSlam. This will be a clash of supremacy as two of WWE's top stars will take on the future of this industry. However, Triple H, the head of creative, may have subtly given away the outcome of this marquee match on the go-home edition of Raw. Reigns and Uso suffered a merciless attack at the hands of the heel faction this week on Raw. This seemingly indicates that the babyface duo will emerge victorious at SummerSlam. The final show before a spectacle serves as the last opportunity to hype storylines and matches for the upcoming event. Over the years, a recurring pattern has been seen in WWE's booking. A superstar, or a team that stands tall or gets the upper hand on the go-home show, often loses at the PLE. This is done to give heels a moment of dominance and show them as a legit threat, only for the babyfaces to overcome the odds at the big show. WWE usually does that to build sympathy for the babyfaces, as a brutal assault on them makes the fans root for their comeback. The attack on Roman Reigns and Jey Uso makes them the underdogs, making fans emotionally invest in their potential victory at SummerSlam. If the heels dominate the go-home show, it plants seeds of doubt about whether the babyfaces can win, making the PLE match feel less predictable. WWE has been using such tactics as a storytelling device for a long time. If Triple H is following the company's typical booking pattern, the fact that Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed stood tall on Raw suggests that Roman Reigns and Jey Uso are likely to win at SummerSlam. However, this is only a supposition based on WWE's typical booking pattern over the years. It remains to be seen how things shape up at the impending spectacle. Triple H may give Roman Reigns a break after SummerSlam. Roman Reigns is one of the biggest stars in WWE, having had a legendary career. However, his appearances have become extremely rare in recent times due to his part-time schedule. Well, that could continue, as there is a strong possibility that Triple H may give Reigns a break after SummerSlam 2025. The OTC will reportedly work on a Hollywood project right after the spectacle. He will play the character Akuma in a live-action Street Fighter film. The shooting of the movie was said to begin in August in Australia. This filming schedule suggests that Roman Reigns may need to step away from WWE immediately after the event. The company might give him a break, allowing him to fulfill his Hollywood obligations. Therefore, Triple H might showcase an interesting angle at SummerSlam. Even if Roman Reigns and Jey Uso manage to win the tag team match, they could suffer a brutal assault at the hands of Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed after the bout. This will help create a storyline angle to write the OTC off television after the biggest party of the summer. Meanwhile, it will help Breakker and Reed establish themselves as a dominant threat. Despite a potential loss at SummerSlam, Roman Reigns returns but gets wrecked by Reed. Breakker. For the first time in months, Roman Reigns walked down the Raw ramp, not with his usual calm but with urgency. Jey Uso was in trouble. Facing Bronson Reed one-on-one, Jey was ambushed mid-match by Bron Breakker. The bell rang, but the beatdown didn't stop. Then, Roman's music hit. The crowd erupted. Reigns stormed the ring to even the odds. For a moment, it felt like a bloodline revival. Roman cleared house with a Superman punch, giving Jey space to breathe. But moment didn't last. Breakker circled back and drove through Roman with a spear on outside, flipping momentum in seconds, a message written in destruction. What followed was ugly. Bronson crushed Jey with a tsunami. Bron speared Roman through barricade like he was made of paper. The exclamation point? Reed stole Roman's sneakers and held them high, grinning like a man who knew exactly what he had just done. Paul Heyman appeared in the chaos, flanked by two men who just dismantled his former tribal chief. No words. Just a look that said, "Told you so." This wasn't a random brawl, this was a clear shot at Reigns' legacy. Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker didn't just overpower Reigns and Jey, they embarrassed them. It was loud, calculated, and personal. The fallout? Paul Heyman confirmed it minutes later. Reigns and Jey will face Reed and Breakker at SummerSlam. The match is locked in. And judging by how things ended on Raw, it won't be a wrestling match. It'll be a fight. Reigns, who used to control every room he entered, was left on the ground, shoeless. Jay, who fought so hard to step out of his cousin's shadow, ended night crushed beside